I'm going to go over the last bracketology in Division 1 men's basketball. I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. I'll go over like the 1 through 4 seeds. I might as well go over the 5s. This is besides the last 4 buys to the next 4 out. And I'll even include their quality schedules. And I will go over this again a week from now, but that's the last one before Selection Sunday. So the 1 seeds would be Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Tennessee. The 2 seeds would be Michigan State, Alabama, Florida, and Iowa State. The 3 seeds would be Kentucky, St. John's, Wisconsin, and Texas Tech. The 4 seeds would be Michigan, Texas A&M, Arizona, and Purdue. Of course, the 5 seeds would be Clemson, Maryland, Oregon, and Missouri. Now, the last 4 buys would be Baylor, San Diego State, Georgia, and Indiana. The last 4 in would be Ohio State, Arkansas, Nebraska, and Boise State. The first 4 out would be, this is according to Joe Lenardi, Oklahoma, Xavier, North Carolina, and Texas. The next 4 out, SMU, Cincinnati, Villanova, and Wake Forest. Now I will go over like the quality schedules remaining. And really for Baylor, it's Houston at home on Saturday. But I will say the TCU game later on tonight is important. I think if they win that game tonight against TCU up in Fort Worth, they should be in the big dance. Should be. Regardless what happens to Houston. And the only motivation I see for Houston on Saturday is simple. Be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Because they already got the conference locked up. Let's just be honest. Okay, enough of that. So San Diego State, there's nothing but their conference tournament. And this is besides conference tournaments for all these teams here. So Georgia is just Vanderbilt. Indiana at Oregon and Ohio State. And I'm even including like the last 4 in teams and the next 4 out teams as quality games. And I'm not putting in there games that you should win. I'm not. So Ohio State is the last 4 in. Nebraska then at Indiana. Arkansas at Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. Nebraska has at Ohio State. Boise State, you have nothing. You just gotta avoid bad losses in the regular season here. Oklahoma, you have Missouri and at Texas. Xavier, you have nothing. Just don't lose any games this week and see what happens in the conference tournament. Now, North Carolina is just Duke. It's a rivalry game, and luckily the Duke game is at home. Texas has at Mississippi State and Oklahoma. At Mississippi State and Oklahoma, yeah. Next 4 out, like SMU, you can't lose anymore. And I know your record's really good, but you don't have a quad 1 win. So you gotta avoid losses this week. Cincinnati, you have nothing. Just a conference tournament. Villanova, nothing in terms of regular season quality games. Wake Forest, you have nothing. Obviously, when the conference tournament, you're in an NCAA tournament. And for these teams, you got to avoid hope for no bid stealers, but at the same time, you need to try to control your own destiny. This means you cannot lose games that you shouldn't. And I know I did not put that TCU game for Baylor up there earlier. I know. But TCU's not even in the field. I mean, not even the next 4 out teams right now. So you get the point. Baylor needs to find a way to split with them. Yeah, they lost to them earlier in conference play. So I'm just telling the truth about that. You got to avoid bad losses and you got to get some quality wins. Obviously, if you get a huge upset like a top 5 win or a top 10 win, as long as you don't lose your regular season game that you shouldn't, you should be in the big dance. Key word, should. And obviously, you gotta make a little bit of a run in the conference tournament if you can do that. It just depends on the opponent and everything. And for those one seeds out there, you got hope for no bad losses, especially if it's Houston. You beat Kansas last night. Now you just have to wait. You have to wait and see what happens to Baylor coming up on Saturday in Waco. I'm not saying that's going to be a definite loss by any means or a definite win, but I'm just saying a loss like that would hurt your chances potentially to be a one seed for the NCAA tournament. And that's the only thing Houston has going for them going into that Baylor game, really, in terms of motivation. And obviously, I know personally for LJ Cryer, he wants to beat Baylor again. But that's besides the point. And you got, obviously, if you win your conference tournament, like for those one seeds, you should still be a one. You should. But what Dwayne said, obviously, if you're a two seed, you try to move up to a one. You got to make a run in the conference tournament. Same thing goes for 3-2, 4-3. You get the point, and 5-4 or 5-3 potentially down the line. It depends on the other results. And I know other results could really help you, but I'd rather give you the advice of you need to take control of your own destiny. You gotta have a sense of urgency, especially if you're one of those bubble teams. I mean, I'm just saying. You gotta avoid bad losses. Yeah, Texas and Arkansas lost to South Carolina. That's crazy. But we're going to have to. And Baylor even lost to Colorado, I know. And it's still on the last 4 byes. It's probably because of that, like St. John's win back in November. I'm just being honest. And the Kansas win at home and West Virginia win at home. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here. And obviously, I know there are teams above those last 4 byes, and they could slip down though to the last 4 byes category. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. And like I said, I'll go over this one more time a week from now or so. Then after that, I'll just go straight to the NCAA tournament bracket. You know, in terms of not just the playing games, what days, or anything like that, but technically the first round games for all those teams don't have a play-in game. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. Somebody like this. Of course, like a video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithms. More people see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button for the notification bell as well.